Welcome, guys. We got a special guest with us today. We got DJ, an impressive young gentleman, I gotta say. Kind of reminds me when I was a young lad myself, becoming a old dad. But nevertheless, thank you for coming on the stream. I was thankful for you bringing me on your stream to interview you, and now I get to
Oh,
have the
sorry.
same kind of opportunity and dig into your crypto past and what kind of got you so passionate about just doing content, doing some kind of why are you choosing like interviewing or besides like educating.
Yeah.
It's a different path, but I kind of really like it and enjoy it. So what really got you started?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for having me as well. But yeah, like how I got into crypto, I kind of came from a background of trading. I actually, the first thing I jumped in was during COVID, when everyone like stayed inside.
Mm,
Okay, everyone's bored in their houses. What can they do? I'm trying to be productive, right? Because a lot of people had challenging times and I knew that I had to do something else. Like even gyms at that time was closed, and so I got into trading, and I dabbled with it for like a few months. I did day trading and stuff, like leverage trading, which was really interesting. Very time consuming, so then I kind of stopped doing
mm-hmm.
that, and then I started looking into crypto because I saw at that time, I believe, I don't know, late 2019 maybe, that was the beginning of the bull run, I think, of
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin. And then I realized, oh, yo, Bitcoin is going up. And I said, let me try to get into crypto. And my first token was actually Safe Moon. Do you remember Safe Moon?
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I was not anywhere near as early as to make money, right? Like,
Mm,
but that was kind of my first introduction. Okay, this is crypto. The whole point of it's not actually easy to buy things to get onto crypto because you can buy a token from a centralized exchange, but there's also the side of when it's from a DEX, you need to get it from an AMM, and it's kind of tougher to get yourself a hot wallet, get your money from a centralized exchange, and then send it to a DEX. It was kind of tough, kind of a,
mm-hmm.
a learning gap for sure. But then once I got into that, I was like, you know what? I need to move on from SafeMoon because I kept the whole thing with SafeMoon was like this brotherhood and stuff. But then I realized, yo, you need to now start to diversify your crypto, and this is when I was got introduced to this like extremely low market cap, crypto market. I call it the black market, honestly, and it was in Binance Smart Chain, right? This is where we're talking like daily meme coins jumping on, coins that live for hours and they would die, right? Like it's just
Mm-hmm.
basically gambling, right? But I jumped into it, and the first video that I actually saw was from a guy called Crypto Lightsaber. He made a video, and I remember the project's name as well. It was Yasu Inu. Literally, that's where I was like, whoa, hold on, because YouTube recommended it to me, and I was like, okay, this seems like it's 50. What was it? I think it was 50,000 market cap. That's crazy. Imagine if it goes to millions. You know what I mean? Like I was so naive, and that's the thing with crypto, is that there's a lot of caveats, or there's a lot of things they need to learn before you start investing. And I feel like a lot of people miss that, and they just try to, okay, I just want to invest in this one. I'm not going to think much about the pitfalls here and there. A lot of people can scam you easily. You might think, okay, they're just asking for a 12-word passphrase. No, that's your keys. Once it's exposed, it's done. They get control, as much as control as you got, as they will have. And I've seen people get scammed. I had to learn through the tough, literally, like rug pulls, different types of rug pulls. I've seen it all, different types of rug pulls, honeypots, where people don't lock their liquidities and they just take the liquidity out, so now I can't even sell. I've seen people where they made it where you can only buy but you can't sell. Crazy stuff, and I lost money. Like it was not really a fun process, I'm not gonna lie. But I understood from that is that I'm learning stuff. It's always that I have this mentality where, okay, I'm gonna take one step back so I can take two steps forward type mentality. And that's where I also, at that point, I decided, I've always liked to tutor people. I've always liked to just kind of be educational, because I have YouTube experience before, where I had a channel. It was actually called Cool-Eyed, basically, and it's a gaming channel where it was like, I got it to 14,000 subscribers, but I'm no longer a gamer. I think right now my time is too valuable to just be playing games. You know what I mean? Like being on crypto, I
Hmm.
get to meet people and I get to make money, right? You invest in stuff that actually would matter. You can make life-changing amounts of money, which we will get into, right? So I decided, okay, I'm not a gamer, but I still like to do YouTube. So let me just do crypto YouTube, where I get to learn and make content from that, which actually vice versa would force me to learn more so I can make even better content. That's kind of the formula, right? The biggest investment, again, is not the stuff that I invested in, was investing in myself, like learning a lot, and obviously networking. Network is a huge thing in crypto. Literally, it's like any other office job, really. You want to work your way up the ladder. You want to know the ins and outs. You know what I mean? You don't want to be the guy who's just like, oh, you getting like the tokens late. It's like, oh, have you heard of PayPay? Yeah, it's in 500 million market cap now. You're a little bit late. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, basically from there I started making YouTube videos from the projects that I kind of invested in. I was still naive, but still learning my lessons. And then like kind of meeting those whales around me as I go, and they would give me advice like tell me, oh, don't invest your stuff in one basket, and as well like the whole concept of leaving that moon bag. A lot of times my biggest, like, not regrets but like biggest mistakes was when literally I turned my $50 into like $1,000, and it's right there in front of me, and then I'm like, no, 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 we're just at 400k market cap. What if it reaches 2 million? What if it reaches XYZ? And I don't sell anything. But that's the biggest
Hmm.
mistake I've done. You're supposed to take minimum your initial and maybe a little bit of profit, like maybe 20% extra profit, and then let the move back go, so you won't feel any like remorse if it came down again or if it failed. But that's what I didn't know. So I've seen a lot of times where, I had like a 10x, a 20x, 30x, and then I would think, oh, it's gonna get even higher. That's
It's
called
gonna go
greed.
higher.
You know what I mean? That's called greed. And it
That's
fell down.
100%.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it fell
Especially,
down.
yeah. So especially like in in the coin world and stuff like that, those measures you just gotta just do it. And um, people have been listening to some of the trading floors and stuff like that. And like from my end, like they'll learn those kind of lessons. It's just like if you get a 2x, 3x, or 4x, take that, take the initial. And honestly, like what I usually tell people was to say that you put like $100 in,
Yeah,
goes up to $1,000. Guess what? I'm gonna take 600, or I'm basically gonna take $800 and let the
yeah,
$200 ride. You know, if it goes down to zero, guess what? I still made two $800.
exactly.
So,
Yeah,
and then if it goes to the moon, okay, I didn't make my hundred
full.
dollars
Yeah,
turn into, but I made $200 turn into I don't know, another 10x. So another
yeah,
like, but yeah, so that's a great like mindset.
yeah.
And some of the lessons that you got to learn is just to fail and actually
Literally.
get rug pulled, you know.
Yeah,
Um, so kind of like talking about like your thought process of what's going on in the world of crypto right now. Maybe not just what chain you're on. We'll talk about that in a second.
yeah.
But what do you think? Like the kind of like, or do you feel bullish? Do you feel bearish? Do you see a bull market? Do you see still just kind of just going to the just going right? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think right now we're kind of in this, it's either a build up or it's just a consolidation phase of crypto as a whole. I think, obviously with that latest bull market, I don't know what year it was, by the time where I started my YouTube at late 2019, maybe. I think it all started because the crazy thing, this is crypto, yes, but the real life events actually affects crypto, which is crazy, right? And everything, for example, all the altcoins reflect of how Bitcoin is doing. And I think, obviously everything when it started with, Russia vs that, the war stuff, things started going down, people are becoming more fearful. And then you got the inflation stuff when they start talking about it. Again, people are becoming more fearful. Okay, hey, I don't have much money to really spend it into crypto. So everyone like starting cashing out. And Honestly, I think, and then from there, it didn't even get better, right? Because sometimes sentiments,
Hmm.
they literally have an expiry date. Nothing will ever like stay there. Sentiments, they go away, and then things come back again. But unfortunately, we're just like
Hmm.
on this streak where it's just like bad news after bad news. Like, you got the FTX thing, you got the Celsius thing. For example, I don't know, and a lot of like SEC stuff going on, but SEC is not really that big of a deal. But unfortunately, it is to like the media. For example, like the Richard Hart stuff, the stuff that he's gone into. And I think right now, even with what's his name, CZ, the guy behind Binance, I think he might
Hmm.
get into some trouble. I'm not really sure, really, but
Well, did you hear about FTX, and like the whole thing was a scheme from the government to try to like bring down Binance or something? Did you hear about that?
whoa, that's very deep. I did not go that deep. No, 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 no.
Yeah, let's put on our tinfoil hats.
No, I love it.
But
I love theories.
ultimately, but yeah, like in theory, like the U.S. government doesn't like crypto because like crypto is freedom, you know what I mean?
No,
So and in the ways of freedom, I say like not on your centralized entities, but just not your keys, not your wallet. And understand that your wallet is your phrase. And then kind of what happened with MetaMask yesterday was crazy news. I need to do a little bit more research onto that, but let's go and jump into some of the things that you're looking at. What do you feel bullish on the most going into 2024 and the halving? So halving equals majority of the time bull market or some kind of lead into the bull market.
yeah,
So what are some of the maybe the projects out there that you have your eye on? What is your chain of choice? Give me the reason why it is your chain of choice, and
yeah,
then we'll go from there.
absolutely. Well, my chain of choice is definitely Pulsechain. I'm a Pulsechain Maxi. I'm proud to say that, because I think honestly, what the idea behind Pulsechain makes a lot of sense, right? It's basically an Ethereum fork, but obviously with some changes here and there that makes it the gas fees extremely low. But at the same time, the reason why the gas fees are extremely low is because it hasn't been that much volume that's like equal to what's happening in Ethereum. So we have so much room to grow, and the whole concept behind the PRC20s, the clones of those Ethereum tokens, is such a smart idea that it gives another people another chance. For example, hey, I can buy Bitcoin when it was $80 again and see how it goes. The stuff with pDai, for example, it's crazy stuff. I'm kind of new to it, right? I just got introduced to the stuff like 3 weeks ago, and there's a lot of like context to kind of learn on the way, and it's been so interesting to me. So in terms of like what projects I'm really interested in, absolutely, I gotta say Fetch Oracle, the Oracle, which is basically like it's gonna be like this analytics kind of advanced API thing where people can be reporters, so you can still make money, right? The same way that someone can be a validator on a blockchain, you can be a reporter on that Oracle, and then it will give extremely accurate data that's decentralized, that helps for a lot of security reasons, and it will have its own like pseudo random generator, which is even more safer, right? It's not predictable. So the utility behind this, I really like that about Pulsechain. I think Pulsechain is huge underdog right here.
So
Like,
real
yeah,
quick, what is an oracle?
that's a good question,
Tell it
man.
to your audience.
So
Do you
yeah, I
know?
mean, that's a good question. I think I need to definitely get into it more in detail. But all I know, an oracle, the whole point of it is that it's kind of this decentralized source of like kind of data, right? That tells you, okay, this is the latest price, or this is the actual price of this token, XYZ, right? Because we need an oracle on Pulse Chain so that we don't have these arbitrage, opportunities which lose people's money. And it's not really good. You have people, for example, executing flash loan attacks, and it takes money from people's pockets, and it literally can kill projects as well. So all in all, an oracle, as you said, it's like kind of this advanced API that allows for real-time accurate data of crypto token prices and much more that I need to get into. And all I know is that this is actual technology that will be revolutionary for Pulse Chain, making it a much more, attractive, place to build on top of it, build dApps, build, DeFi applications, all of that, right? It's literally providing a foundation for the future of Pulsechain. And the next token or next project that I'm really interested in, I've done an interview with them, Liquid Loans as well. Liquid Loans, Fetch Oracle. I'm going to explain what Liquid Loans is in a second. Fetch Oracle, Power City as well. And those are all, haven't launched yet, but they're launching very, very soon. And obviously the first one that has to launch is Fetch Oracle. Then you got Liquid Loans after that. And then Power City, I'm not really sure. They're just, working on it. But I would say right now, the ones that are live, which tokens that I'm like holding, it has to be pDai, right? Number one, it has to be pDai. You got to believe in that pegging, Is it going to reach $1, right? Obviously, that's still speculative, high risk. XYZ. No, don't ever put all your eggs in one basket. Never, right? But I would rather buy and wait than wait and buy. Do you know what I mean? Like the same people. Yeah. So that might. Some people could say that's kind of a Deegan type of mindset. But hey, man, it's not. It's risk capital at the end of the day. So it's fine with me.
Like it's just like if you really think about it. Let me just give like a context to the allocation. So give me 1 second here.
That's right.
But keep on going on. With your which
Token, yeah.
ones are out right now? Yeah.
Yeah. So the ones that are out, and you don't hear this, like I'm gonna try to give the ones that are like really low key. Okay, everyone's focused on pDai, and that's great. I think pDai, honestly, I think it is gonna, not financial advice, reach to that $1. It's just a matter of time. It literally could take 1 year, could take 2+ years. We don't know. But the ones I'm also interested in is Atropa, the 414. But be careful. You can't be invested in everything that Atropa dev launches. Some of those tokens are just there to be temporary, and people need to realize it, right? Because you'll see a lot of those tokens that have those weird symbols. There's a reason why they have those weird symbols. Don't take them seriously, right? Because all of a sudden you'll see that liquidity will be transported from one vault to another, right? So the ones that I'm really kind of bullish on from Atropa, and we've seen Atropa, the whole thing that they've had this chat. Turns out the name of the dev is apparently Maria, or it could be a shortened version of the name, so we're not sure. But I do think that is actually the dev that we spoke with, because I think he or she confirmed that it is him or her by making a token with the name, I think. So anyways, he confirmed it, basically. He or she confirmed it.
Like the ICP. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so it kind of confirms, okay, that is the true person, right? And I've seen a couple of those chat logs, and they said, they obviously talked about Teddy Bear. I think I am interested in Teddy Bear for sure. I'm holding Teddy Bear. The second one would be TSFI. I'm a new holder of TSFI, but I'm holding it. So you got from Atropa, I'm interested in those three. I'd say three main ones, right? The core Atropa ones. I mean, you could add a couple more, I forgot what it's called. Is it called Down? I think there's one called Down, and there's one.
Yeah, Down, Poppy.
There's a lot,
Want
yeah.
the money.
Money, yeah.
A
lot,
I can go.
yeah.
There's 50 other ones. So,
Yeah.
here, real quick for the audience, I'll just give you guys a kind of a look up on here.
Yeah.
But let's see, how much is $100,000 worth? So look at it.
I know.
Put $71 for $100,000, maybe, possibly, for your future.
It's crazy.
We'll see it. Then if you want to be a little bit more risk
A millionaire.
tolerant, millionaire with $710, so
Exactly.
still speculative, but I don't know. I had a space yesterday,
Yep.
and I was very kind of just trying to give people the awareness of there's going to be essentially people just going to be putting out disinformation, and possibly just going to be trying to come to some kind of have their own agenda. You know what I mean? Especially, I know you saw that one post. I'm not going to talk about it, but like you can read the post, and then you can see at the bottom what kind of agenda they're presenting. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
just like um it's very odd and stuff and weird, and crypto is weird, and
it is.
I might have some information to provide the family here in a second, but like well, what's okay, so we talked about like what do you got,
Yeah.
what do you love, what's you're passionate about. Let's talk about your exit strategy out of the bull market. So give me your thought process when it comes to your exiting, because everybody needs to know and learn how to exit a position, and have
Yeah.
a mindset strategy and stick with it. So how is that exit strategy going to be working out for you?
You know, that's a very good point. Because to be honest with you, I've never experienced because I'm new to crypto, right? I've never experienced a holding that went to 500x to like 200 plus x. So I think honestly, with the bull market, you have to recognize the peaks. Like there will be like that God candle, right? And then things will settle down. Because even with the next bull market, there's still going to be the phase where people are gonna calm down. It's going to be a fearful phase again, and then it'll slowly come back up. It really depends on how long and patient am I going to be, and it will require a lot of discipline. Like we mentioned, the thing with pDai. Like for example, if pDai reaches $1, I'm just going to sell everything at $1, right? But that's the thing. A lot of people are talking about, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire when we reach $1 with pDai. But do we really have that discipline where, for example, if you reach 50 cents and people you're holding, and then you see your bag is worth of 300k, and then there's a huge dip, and then now your bag is worth 150k, do you think you're really going to hold your tokens up until it reaches that $1? I think honestly, everyone who's holding pDai right now, I think we're going to lose 90% of them on the way up to that $1, and it's going to be new holders. You know what I mean? So that's why it's going to require discipline. And I think one thing that I have done with a lot of things is that I would have a wallet that I don't use a lot. I would have a wallet where I would hold the small bags of like each of those things that I'm holding right now, and I would almost like psychologically forget about it. So by that time it actually reaches the $1. By that time, Teddy Bear is over $1 billion market cap. By that time, TSFI is over $100 worth. I'll be like, oh, I just remembered I had this wallet that had, some stash tokens here and there, and then I check it out, and then hey, it's life-changing amount of money waiting for me right there. And then honestly, with you, like how with my exit strategy, obviously I'm not gonna sell everything at once, but obviously getting that moon bag ready. So get your profit, and then as you go, take your profits with levels. Don't ever sell everything at once, because you never know. We cannot guess where is the peak gonna be. We really can't. So at the same time, I don't want to regret selling all my bag, knowing that okay, in a month later, it did another 10x, right? Where if I only sold or left at 10%, and then it 10x'd in another 2 months, that 10% becomes the 100%. Do you understand? So it's basically the whole point of like you want to DCA in and DCA out in a way, right? But in terms of that, at the same time, I'm really into dApps, decentralized apps like Pulse Strip, the things that make you that passive income. I'm really deep on passive income. I think those are the kind of the best things that kind of force you to be disciplined, where you would compound like 5 times a week, and then you would claim twice a week, and then that's passive income. And then as it gets up in value, you're making more money. The same thing that happened with Drip, the main Drip in BSC, if you remember, and that was actually kind of one of my first projects that I covered for my YouTube channel, and I made good money from it. I made good money from that. So I'm hoping that with Pulsechain right now, me investing in it, I'm positioning myself quite well by the time the bull market comes, because a lot of people, a lot of new eyes, a lot of new capital, crypto being more accessible, for example, which is great news, right? I'm just waiting till the time that Pulsechain is listed on like the centralized exchanges like Binance. It'll be much easier to buy Binance, and then easily, and you got wallets like I think of course it's called Pulse Wallet. That's bullish stuff. That's what we like to see. making it easy for the on-ramp and the off-ramp. It's just great. You want to make crypto more accessible to the normal, the average Joe type of guy, but you also want to make crypto like, because you have a lot of people right now, like millionaires, who are walking literally day to day just feeling like, oh, where can I put my money? You know what I mean? But they're not jumping on crypto because they're worried it's not regulated enough. That's number one. Number two, it's too unsecure. Number three, there's not enough information, and it's not too easy to get into crypto. Like if you think about, how can I now put in Pulse in my wallet? I have to get it from a centralized exchange. I have to take it to a bridge. I have to take it from the bridge to back to your hot wallet. It's a little tough, and like I've lost money even myself doing that, actually, where I put it on like, I don't know, a website, and I didn't know that I put it on like a stop loss by mistake as opposed to buy it right now, and then I lost like a few percentages because I was like, I didn't know what I was doing. But obviously these are just lessons learned. But in terms of my exit strategy, just try to find passive incomes. I'm not trying to sell a whole bag. I'm trying to make money gradually as we get into the bull run, which is through passive income. This is why I like reflection tokens as well, and this is why I like those daily ROI types of apps. You know what I mean? Like Pulse Drip.
You just drip.
Yeah, drip. That's what you like, yeah.
Well, let's just kind of wrap it up right now. Let's see. We talked about your past. Talked about what you're bullish. What's your exit strategy? Let's talk about like some of the things you got planned, things you got lined up for like your YouTube
Yeah.
channel. Do you want to make this like a career? Do you want to just like, is it like a path to like quit your 9 to 5? What is ultimately like your goals, and what have you written down type of stuff?
I should, honestly, yeah. I was actually thinking about getting like a clipboard right here and putting my notes down.
Like,
yeah, exactly. And yeah, honestly, the plans that I have, obviously, the thing, why am I doing crypto is obviously I want it to take over my full-time job, right? That is the long-term goal. That's no doubt. And I've had a taste of that, by the way, in like 2020. I had a taste of that. I was in a project called Baked Beans, and I made I made a year's salary in like a month, basically. And I was like, yo, this is how it feels to make, $500 a day, $1,000 a day. It's crazy, but obviously nothing's sustainable. But that was the feel of it, like, okay. But obviously that's where like crypto kind of went down, and DeFi apps not really a thing, or not really a thing, like, the trend was, the sentiment was negative. But anyways, the whole point is, yeah, my goal in crypto is absolutely to do YouTube as my full time. But at the same time, I want to leverage my YouTube, because YouTube is just not enough, right? I want to really get into like, I also want to learn like because I'm a software engineer as my day-to-day job. I want to learn more about like blockchain technology. It would be sick to have like, side hustle where I work as a blockchain dev, or just like a normal dev, I guess. And basically, yeah, right. I want to focus on YouTube, and then leverage my YouTube to either start like other businesses, either sell other digital assets. Like I was thinking about like crypto courses as well, or even like making a book. You know what I mean? I think it will be quite kind of interesting as well. It's all about leveraging everything, right? But at the same time, I want to grow my YouTube to be more educational, not to do with like hyped type of shilling tokens, right? Every video that I make, I vet it out to be a high standard. The dev is genuine and trustable. The project is solid and sustainable, right? That's my whole point. Like, I honestly don't care about the numbers as much as I care about the reputation and the respect, right? If they go like, okay, that's Khalid, that's the guy, that's DJ Khalid, that's the guy who actually, whatever video he makes is backed by data-driven, kind of rational thinking, as opposed to all hype. Because I've fallen for hype. I've been there where I was on voice chats, and everyone said like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to 100x, guys, buy. You know what I mean? Like, and then I've been there, and it does not feel great when you're let down, right? And I've seen a lot like other YouTubers, right? Like back then, 2 years ago or something, where all the videos they make is based on like referral type of videos. They don't really vet those projects anymore. They just like, oh, it's a referral, okay, I'm gonna make a video about this. You know, oh, they just paid me $500 to make a video and a referral. Done. I'm not going to vet it. So that's why I really want to just keep my videos high standard. I love talking about pDai. I love talking about Pulsechain, the news about it. I love talking about, solid projects like Fetch Oracle, Liquid Loans, and Pulse Drip. I want to interview people. Actually, this is why I'm branching out more to interviewing people. Something that's valuable. I call it valuetainment, where it's like a mixture of value and entertainment. Like even like me, like this, what we have right here, or when I interviewed you as well. I think that was very valuable, right? We learn things from that. We kind of learn from people's mind, how they think. I'm not the smartest guy in the room. If I was the smartest guy in the room, I'm doing something wrong. I'm not in the right place, right? Like, for example, shout out to a guy called Sunny as well. I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from you. Like, I follow you on Twitter and the stuff that you tweet and stuff. You know what I mean? I forgot to say, by the way, one of the tokens that I am bullish on, I did say TSFI. I have to give a shout out to WBTC, right? The PRC20 BTC. That's sick. You know, I think it's low key. It doesn't have that much movement. It's a sleeper. Obviously not financial advice. That's just what I'm holding. That and PLUSD as well.
But like, imagine you bought Bitcoin at $100 and it goes to $100,000.
Come on.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a speculative play.
Lovely. I know.
But
Yeah.
man, I just got to say, appreciate you coming on to this, on the cheat code, onto the
Pleasure.
stream, and looking forward to continue our friendship and our relationship.
Absolutely.
I know you've been kind of like asked me a couple questions. I've asked you a couple questions, so I think you're just a great institution, um, um, or not institution, but a great individual involved in the Pulse Chain community, and I feel like you're gonna have be a tool and an asset for everybody around us. So I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Uh, any last words?
Hey man, I'm a Pulsechain Maxi. I'm just here to reflect the light, give the spotlight that it deserves on Pulsechain. I love Richard Hart. I gotta say, I love him. The guy, he gets himself in drama, but he's hot. You know what I mean? That's what I like about Pulsechain. It's hot. It's a hot new network around the block, and I'm learning. So that's kind of what it is. Invest in yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. That's my advice, honestly. You'll get a much bigger ROI than any other 100x token.
Yeah. Well, appreciate it again coming on. Thank you.
Thank you.
And have a great rest of your day, guys.
Amazing. Thank you very much.